I'm not going to make any joke about the fact that it's episode
6-7.
Hello, I'm Alex.
I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
We're the Ragamuffins, and this is episode 67 of the Ragamuffin Music Podcast. It's a place for us to talk about the music that we love.
On this episode, we're reviewing the brand new album from Shield, as well as the Trashboat EP, new song that dropped today from Not Loose, and more.
And we'll be booking bands for the SuperBowl halftime show.
Great
In our dreams.
Our dreams. First single up is Safeguard with You Will Reappear.
This is a beautiful song. This is sort of a sonic and lyrical follow-up to their recent single Sweet Pea, which sort of talks about the singer Declan's loss of his mother a few years ago. And I think both those songs together, we'll talk about this song particularly, but I think both the songs together are really sort of beautiful, cathartic ways of processing grief, which is a very, very difficult thing to do. Difficult to talk about it sometimes, even more difficult to put it into your art, and to do that in a way that is, you know, specific to the person singing, but it's also applicable to the people listening, is like one of the most difficult things to do when you're navigating a topic like that. And I think this song does that perfectly. There's things you can take from this that you can apply to your own experiences with grief and loss, while also fully understanding sort of what Declan was going through with this one. And I think the instrumentation sort of has a sort of melancholy to it, but it also has an upswing of hope in how it's written. I think it's written in a really, really sort of careful and special way. Yeah, I just applaud this song. I think this band have done a really cracking job with what they've tried to achieve with this. It's brilliant.
No, I completely agree. It's extremely solid. I think from like the musicality side and listening to it, the vocal harmonies that are in there and scattered throughout really stood out to me, and really kind of drew me into the song. And overall, I think the production within this is fantastic. Everything is so clear within the instruments, but yet also blends together so seamlessly. It was really kind of enjoyable to listen to as a piece of art with that.
Yeah, lyrically it almost like carries through the stages of grief, at least denial and acceptance. I really love the bridge as well. I think that might be my favourite part of the song. And I was thinking earlier how it's quite funny that a couple of years ago, a song like this that's almost kind of harking back to that pop punk era of sort of 2013 to 2015. A couple of years ago, I'd have said, "Oh, it's just a bit generic. It's a bit like the same as what we've already heard." But I think it's almost helped by bands like Boston Manor and Trashboat, for example, and even Next Deep to an extent, kind of purposefully stepping away from that style of pop punk songwriting, has almost, because so many have stepped away, it's almost left this gap for the ones that want to keep doing this style or revisit this style to actually thrive. And it's actually really nice hearing a song in this kind of style.
Yeah, I agree.
But although it's got that nostalgic kind of sound to it, it's still very fresh and very meaningful at the same time.
Have you guys seen any clips of when they play Sweet Pea live, like the bridge?
No.
Oh my god,
No.
I need to hear it live because it looks like feels like my rib cage could split right into. Have you? Oh, James, I'll show you afterwards. It's so good. Yeah, both those songs. I'm gonna dig into a lot of their music after this, but those two songs, fantastic.
I think I could be wrong, but I think they were a band like a while ago, and they seem to have come back around again and started releasing music again. It was like a new lease of life.
Resurgence.
Which is very cool, yeah.
Beautiful.
Next up, we've got Amity Affliction with House of Cards. Now, you would be the Amity connoisseur here, I would say.
I would say as well.
Go on.
It's not the same without Aaron doing his cleans. It just isn't. And that's no disrespect to the new guy. I don't know what his name is. He's a great singer. I think he was in another band. I can't remember what they were. But I don't know. When I'm hearing Joel scream, I want it to be followed by Aaron singing the cleans. And when it isn't, it just leaves me.
And I want those cleans to be singing about lakes
Yep.
or
Water.
some kind of body of water, or
Waterfalls.
drowning in the undertow.
Yes, we love undertows in metalcore.
But yeah, I agree with Alex. I think on its own, it's a perfectly decent song. Great breakdown and a call for breakdown as well. But it doesn't feel like an Amity Affliction song. And I feel like I've almost been critical in the past of them using the same formula for everything. But it's almost the case now of a combination of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But also like better the devil you know, almost as well.
Yeah.
Like it's still Amity Affliction, and it's like still the same band, I guess. And I think maybe their hand was forced. Maybe they kind of had to stylistically move away from losing a key member. But I almost would have preferred if they did this under a different band name, under a new project.
His vocals are too iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels a bit
It's
too
hard
different.
to kind of replace that.
And they
What-
go together well. Him
Yeah.
and Joel's vocals do go together.
And like
really
with the new vocals in particular, there are some really nice melodies in there. It's just the part where it's like it's not the same.
It's almost like if you played me this song and went, oh yeah, there's this new band called blah, 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 I would have been like, oh great,
cool.
shit band name. But it's a good song, yeah. But because I'm almost like comparing it and being critical of it against previous Amity Affliction,
Especially when
it's
you
just not
when you
brilliant.
build up such a beloved body of work under that name. And I'm not saying that bands can't, bands have replaced vocalists, and it has, AC/DC, Van Halen, like bands can do it. But like there's something, for me specifically, like I listen to so much of the Amity Affliction that it's just it is ingrained into me. So not to say it's a bad song, but
I think it's a pretty standard metalcore song with that. I think like on a good note, I do like the production with it, and the guitar tones are nice, but it is very forgettable.
And also I know that they've had a lot of beef. I'm not saying that they needed to keep him in the band, but I'm just it's an unfortunate situation. That is what it is.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No?
Motionless in White might be though.
Makes sense.
How old do you reckon you were when you stopped being afraid of the dark? Because I was late. I was late to it, I'll be honest.
You're a late bloomer.
You relate to it.
I was late to getting over that.
How old do you reckon you were then?
I think they don't care about this sort of chat.
Last week?
I had a dimming light switch in my childhood bedroom.
You did, didn't you? Yeah.
And,
yeah.
But rather than turning it all the way off, it was dimmed as low as it could be.
Right, yeah.
Probably till I was maybe 8 or 9. It's not great, is
I'd
it?
forgotten that. Yeah.
Let us know in the comments when you think you stopped being afraid of the
Yeah, I
dark.
can't really remember. I remember having like a nightlight on the landing, like outside my room. So it was like slightly illuminated. A bit like your lower setting on the demo. Yeah, I don't know.
To the Motionless in White song, if I'm honest, it kind of stands in the same boat as Amity for me. Like you said, I think it's got a great breakdown. Like you've kind of got there. There's good production in it. I think the vocal performance stands out in it. But otherwise, it felt generic and also, again, forgettable. And it's like, I've not really delved into this band, to be honest. They've not been anyone that I've necessarily heard people screaming from the rooftops to like, oh, you need to check these out. I know there's obviously so many people that do listen to them. But to me, it just didn't feel like there was anything particularly special or different in a genre. Like we said so many times before, in metalcore, it can be so hard to break through as a different act. It just felt a bit like everything else.
I think Motionless in White are a band that have always been a very good band that have just consistently made great metalcore songs. But they've also never quite appealed to me and never quite grabbed me.
Yep.
And I think that continues here. I think this is a perfectly good song. I'd be inclined to say that it's a banger. But it's just not enough for me personally to start diving into them more. Although the time I saw them live supporting Beartooth, I thought they were awesome.
Oh yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Wembley?
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
lots of fire.
Who was on first? Dare I say Polaris? I don't think I do say dare say Polaris.
We've seen Polaris put so
No,
many
that
times
was
and they
that
will have
was
been.
that was
Who was it?
that was Polaris was with While She Sleeps. Who was it?
Who was it?
It wasn't Landmarks, was it? Was it Stray?
Yes,
It was Stray.
it
In
was.
an arena. It's all coming back to me now.
I don't remember that gig.
And we arrived just as they started, I think.
What, Trey?
Yeah.
Good gig.
Thoughts?
This is an interesting one
Feelings?
for me. Yeah. Chat, let me know in the comments if I've missed out on the golden years of Motionless in White, because I was big into them. Creatures, Infamous, Reincarnate. Those 3 albums, I was all about it.
I did not know this about you.
Yeah, big time. Big time. Really liked those albums because I think they were the perfect amount of Rise Records metalcore, but they'd had enough of their own stuff going on that I was like, this is intriguing enough to be distinguishable from your Asking Alexandrias and your Attack Attacks and all that bollocks. And then I just sort of... Reincarnate was 2014. I think that was around the time I started getting really into my melodic hardcore. So I haven't listened to a full Motionless in White album since Reincarnate. But I think the most recent ones are the ones that people are like really raving about. So if we're missing out, let us know, because I think I might be. But I think the problem with a song like this is like, this is such a saturated genre, and I get like the reason that I liked those albums was because I thought at the time I felt like they were doing something different. I don't think this song really does anything different than any other like octane core band. Is it a banger? Yeah. It's sort of the same way that I feel about the Crystal Lake album that we talked about last time. Is it good? Yeah. You know, does it riff? Does it break down? Sure. But like, is it doing anything that's going to want to make me go back to it? And at the moment, the answer is no.
See, I'd rate the Crystal Lake way higher than this.
Yeah, but it's still the same problem, I think. It's the same feeling of like, there's only so many ways to skin a cat in there. Do you know what I mean? I think of all the alternative genres that we've got, this kind of modern metalcore style is the most oversaturated and similar sounding.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you.
I think if you go to a genre like hardcore, there's more going on within the spectrum of hardcore than there is within the spectrum of metalcore.
I'd say there's more going on in deathcore as well.
Sure.
Anyway, new Not Loose just drops. So we have a look.
My goodness.
We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be back in a minute, people. There's been a Knocked Loose feature, but with who, Chris Kamara? Hive Mind. Knocked Loose. Denzel Curry.
Good.
What, you know that
Really
meme, that Arnold Schwarzenegger meme of the bro handshake? That is metalcore, or hardcore, hip-hop.
Hand in hand.
Dare I say, it hasn't been done this seemingly well since Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Is that too big of a statement to make? We've listened for transparency. We've given it a once over, as it's interrupted our recording session today.
I suppose Speed have had like the record scratching and stuff.
Yeah.
But the fully integrated verse, the way I think
I
I
think-
liked is the way that the riffs and the programmed sort of hip hop drums interacted.
Yeah.
That was what I really liked.
I think you might be right on that
A lot
front.
of hardcore has used like hip hop beats quite well.
But including everything within
But
the
yeah,
song?
there's not so many that have had like an actual rap verse for half a song, which this does, and it's really, really cool.
Profoundly sick as fuck is what this is.
Profoundly.
Coupled with a great music video. Not
Yep.
Loose are
Yeah.
putting the effort back in. They're showing that. Everyone else take notes. Do a proper music video, please, for the love of God.
It is a dying art form. I mean, the song slaps.
Yeah.
What really stood out to me were guitar tones from Isaac and Nico, and a little solo.
Wonderful tones.
Wonderful tones.
Wonderful tones.
We're slowly starting to get guitar solos back.
Yeah.
It's slowly starting to come around again, which is something nice.
And they're coming back quite tastefully.
Yes.
I've often complained about guitar solos in the past because they've been a bit like, oh, here's a guitar solo now. Oh, we'll let Slash do his thing now for about 5 minutes, and then we'll carry on with the song where we left off. Ugh, still going, isn't he?
It's better
But now-
leaving them wanting a bit more
Yeah.
than to overstay your welcome. And again, Brian's guttural that he has in it as well.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
The bath has well and truly drained.
That's gone. Yeah, from one listen, I love it. And I'm really intrigued because one thing I think Not Loose have done over the past few years in particular, I'd say, is you kind of see them going in a new kind of slightly different creative direction. And there's always a part where you're like, well, where do they go now?
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of seeing them experiment. You're seeing them kind of go off and do collaborations with other artists and bits and pieces. So it's really intriguing to see where a possible new album could come into play and where that could be. If going by the kind of current 2-year album cycle, rough thing, we could be getting a new Not Loose album this year, at least early next year. Who knows? But for one, I'm looking forward to seeing this at Slammy D. That headline set on that heavy stage.
I think the thing that separates Not Loose from the rest of the pack is like hardcore music itself is a very sort of participation heavy genre, particularly with a crowd. You know, crowds sort of need to inherently know with a song when to two-step, when to mosh, when to crowd kill, when to jump, when to... Do you know what I mean? All those things, is how you operate as a crowd and how you interact with the song as a crowd member is crucial to how hardcore runs. But I think it's really difficult to not over-telegraph what you're about to do with a song. Yeah. I think there are... like a problem in hardcore can be, it was like, here comes the two-step part now, and it's like you've set that up for way too long. Not Loose is the perfect band where it's like enough of the song is like innate of like, okay, I know what I should be doing during this part, but there's still enough twists and surprises that you never really know what's about to come.
Yep.
And then as soon as it hits, you're like, oh, in hindsight that was obvious. But it's like an impossible to predict sort of change in the song. Yeah, I just think the way, and you said, you know, when you said about guitar solos not outstaying their welcome, I think that's something that Not Loose are really good at, is just switching up the riff.
Mm-hmm.
Even sometimes, if you want it to go for another revolution, they'll be like, no, fuck it, we'll just change it now. And I think that kind of on your toes listening experience that they give you is, I think, what keeps me coming back to them.
I think it's written incredibly well for a live audience in mind, because you know people are going to be chanting that Hive Mind part. Along with Isaac in between, Brian just kind of snarling at you. Yeah, this leaves me excited, and as soon as we're done, I am looking forward to going back and listening to this again.
Yeah.
Denzel Curry just works really well with heavy music as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We all know that Rage cover from years ago. But yeah, the fact that he's still collaborating with people in this scene is really, really cool. Currently on tour in the UK with Deftones. Played Outbreak.
Wearing that speed jersey in the video.
See. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it's cool to see someone that it feels like he's selectively choosing to be involved in the scene, which is something he doesn't need.
He's clearly a fan.
He's a fan.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Post Malone, you're next.
You know what,
on the
though?
bingo card.
He did do a Sabbath cover.
Yeah,
Grammys.
Sounded sick, didn't it?
Yep.
So one of my predictions is
maybe come in.
Semi
come in.
You've got a semi right now.
The last single we've got, The Hurt Chamber, Varials.
Big Boy Varials is back.
I know you're excited for this album coming.
This is what, the third single?
Third single, I believe.
But I think it's the only one that I've heard so far, and
Same.
it's very, very good.
It's all that they've all been fucking.
It's
big boy shit.
Got some chunky riffs, bit genty at times.
Yeah. Listen, if you're a fan of the Pain Again, In Darkness style Varials, welcome back. They did that album where Mitch was on vocals, and that's all I'll say about that. But listen, I want Varials to just be bludgeoning, and they are again. So listen to it. If you've fallen out of favour with Varials or just out of touch with Varials of recent, jump right in. New album is at the end of the month. It's going to be, I think, a big beefy boy.
I think like this being, my first proper experience listening to them, it was really enjoyable. Mix was beautiful. The piano, not just in the intro, but kind of coming back throughout the track, gave it like a really spooky kind of atmosphere. The way that the drums were just crushing throughout. And the other thing that really took me with this was the way the vocals were actually arranged and like cleverly thought out between when the cleans were, when the screams were. And there were parts where I expected it, on like the first listen in particular, to go a certain way, and it went reverse. it felt really clever, and that it was extremely well thought out in how they were structuring writing the song, and it created something really, really enjoyable to listen to.
Trashboat are back, baby, with a new EP. Even if I never get there. What was it? 4? 5 tracks? 4 tracks. Nice number.
I like 4. 4's a good number.
Yeah, 4's a good number.
4's a solid number.
It would be too much for an EP
less
if it was like
it's
6 or
less than
7.
6 or 7.
That would be way too much for an EP.
More than 2 or 3. It's good. It's good. And I think this EP is good as well. It feels like there's a little bit from every Trashboat album so far across this EP. It does feel more heavily balanced towards their earlier stuff, I feel. In particular, Crown Shyness, where they were kind of straddling pop punk and hardcore a bit more. I feel like Toby's screams and vocals are as good as they've ever been on this. And it feels like it's almost a bridge from their previous album going into this next era, because it does seem like they maybe had a few difficulties. I suspect they've been dropped by Hopeless Records, because I don't think this releases through them. But either way, they're still strong, still fantastic songs. The footage I've seen from the recent tour looks great as well. I think they're as confident and as happy as they've ever been making music and playing shows, and it's really, really great to see.
Yeah, man. I think, firstly, let's give Crown Shyness a moment. Underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing I Write You obviously gets a lot of the fanfare, and deservedly so. It's a bloody fantastic album. But I think it was always going to be difficult to follow that up. So I think at the time, people didn't appreciate Crown Shyness enough. And they should have done.
Something I commended them for on the release of that album was it would have been so easy to lean more into the pop punk side of things and stray away from the hardcore and the heaviness.
Yeah.
And it's so rare for a band to go heavier on their second album and just keep getting heavier, whereas Trashboat did that with Crown Shyness.
Yeah.
I feel like they just took the harsher bits from Nothing I Write You and just turned it up even harder.
I think an interesting thing about Trashboat has been they are a band that have, to me, I think, very clearly defined eras with their albums. Do you know what I mean? Each album does have quite a unique identity, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing if you love an album. It's a bad thing if you don't, because sometimes you can feel a little bit sort of isolated from it. But what I think this EP does really well is it does, I think for the first time in a long time for them, it really does take everything they've ever done and then it feels like a really good reintroduction of like, hey, we've been away, we've shaken off the cobwebs now. Let us remind you who we are. And yeah, I think this is a really perfect way to do it.
I think having that break and that kind of hiatus for a while has really helped them, and to kind of get back on track a little bit. And like you say, it's a great accumulation. If you were trying to just getting into them, you get a lot of what's on here and you can understand who they are as a band. And I think to kind of go on something you said, I think Toby's vocals are probably one of the standouts of the EP for me, to be honest. The performance and kind of variety of what he's done on here is absolutely phenomenal. And it was really easy to kind of go back and listen to.
Yeah.
And I really love EPs that are beautifully digestible and that kind of have that want to go back to. And this has that there for me. And I'll be spinning it all the way up until Slam Dunk. I just hope they don't like clash with anyone in particular on the heavy stage. That's just my worry.
Nothing I Write You saying it. Confirmed.
It is.
Do you know what's gone under the radar? Is that Boston Manor says
Manor
it'll be
nothing
set. And that's really going under the radar.
That's funny because they hate that album.
They do.
See, I want to say,
Or
last
at least-
episode of the podcast, we were talking about anniversary sets and kind of like just playing them all again. So it seems like it's
but then when
like,
it's
where
an
do we
iconic
stop?
Yeah, I know.
Where does this end?
I'll say this. This might be controversial. The Trashboat one I'll allow. The Boston Manor one, I'm not actually that fussed.
What, because it's something that you like and you want to see?
Yeah, that's like the exact reason.
Where does this end with?
Do you not like the Boston Manor album?
I like it, but I actually think now I enjoyed their set at the Neck Deep show so much.
Yeah,
I would rather they were just playing a normal set.
See, I think, like, by the way, my comment a minute ago, I don't think they actually hate that album. I think they play up to it a bit and make a bit of a joke about it. But I think it's probably one of the final times to hear some songs from that album. So
Yeah.
I'm welcoming it before they move on to the next album cycle.
It's fine. I don't hate it, but
Mm.
if I had the choice, I wouldn't. I'd just say just crack on, lads. Do a normal.
But yeah, Trash Boat, Nothing I Write You set. It's
Nothing
gonna
I
be
write you,
awesome.
however, that's mandatory. That's mandatory attendance.
But it feels like there's got to be a point somewhere where we get like, let's move away from doing all these anniversaries because it's becoming.
No,
like,
I do.
Too much of
I
a
do
thing.
agree.
And I get there's like the part where it's like,
all
I
right
want
at a
this, I want
festival.
that, and
Maybe the festivals where we sort of allow it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Tell you what,
it's just become a
Can I
bit.
say
It's
something
become
controversial?
its own pandemic.
can I give you a hot take?
Go on.
I was underwhelmed by the Knuckle Puck one at Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Same.
And I don't think that's actually a reflection on them. I think it's a reflection on the crowd.
It was a dead crowd.
It was a bit dead, and I was a bit
Yeah.
like, hang on a second. You lot all said you like Copacetic. Like, no one's singing
Lies.
along.
Mm.
Strange. That one was weird.
That-
and then
yeah.
it was a bit like, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't have done this. I can't believe you've done this. I don't know. Let us know what you think about anniversary album sets. Good, bad, or do you not even care? Well, maybe it's not that simple. It's not that simple. It's a lot more nuanced than that. But.
Lastly,
Similar to anniversaries, we've got bands reuniting. Shields reappeared a couple of years back.
hmm
They've got a new album.
Death and Connection.
I really like this. I think it's my favourite heavy album so far this year. I think I really like how experimental it is, how much they've tried lots of different things. Some of it has stuck, some of it hasn't. But I think a lot of that might be down to some of the placement stuff in the album. I really like some of the spoken word stuff. I don't know about it being the opening track. I think personally I would have put that as a bit of an intermission somewhere, almost like an interlude. We love an interlude. But like as like songs on their own, brilliant. I think I really love the features as well. Obviously, Harvey from Graphic Natures on Lacerate.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realise that at one point on... Where is it? On the title track on Death and Connection, I thought for a moment that Sam was just having like a Pavarotti moment. I didn't realise that it's... I assume a family member of his...
I think it's his dad.
Is it his dad?
I
Okay.
believe it's his
Yeah.
dad.
But yeah, I thought for a moment he was having a little Pavarotti. Bro's gone all Pavarotti on us. But no, it's awesome. I love some of the spoken word stuff. I like how it blends with the classic signature Shields, genty riffs, and just general obliteratingly heavy stuff. Joe's screams sound great as well. Sam's cleans. It all just blends together really, really well, even though there's so many different kind of influences and different things that they're trying. I think it sounds really, really great as a whole album. Like I said, there's a couple of bits that it's been a slightly more challenging listen and have taken a few kind of repeats of the album to kind of get into, but that could well be like a deliberate thing because a lot of the subject matter is quite dark.
Yep.
Does touch on lots of dark places, so it's never naturally going to be easy to listen to stuff like that. But from multiple listens, it's gone in. I now know the album and kind of know where things are going and stuff. And I think it's really, really cool. I like it a lot.
I think the variety in musical direction in particular was something that I enjoyed. Like you have those moments where you have kind of beautiful melodies coming through and then you have the absolutely most crushing heavy shit, which is absolutely wonderful to hear as well at the same time. And just to kind of have all that variety amongst so many other things in the album was phenomenal. I felt one moment in particular was like almost a callback to old 2010s metalcore, and that was in Womb. There were moments within that where it really felt almost like paying homage to that kind of era, but then also like it would switch up and go into different modes with it. And that was, for me, I found that song really an interesting listen in particular.
That song for me is going to be like a song of the year contender. It's going to be, I reckon, in my top 5 at the end.
I think like this,
I think that's a
for
really
me,
cool
could
song.
end up being an album of the year contender. I think there's so many fantastic moments throughout it. Kind of having that I know, like you said about the placement with it, but then also having that spoken word and then going into Abuser. That transition, whether it could have been in a different placement on the album, that transition there just felt like an absolute punch in the face, and was really strong. Joe's vocal variety in particular throughout this really astounded me on how phenomenal it was. I know Sam's there as well, but Joe really stood out to me with it. Guitar tones were lovely. Drum sounded crushing. It was thoroughly enjoyable to listen to this. And yeah, I just kind of keep going back to songs and keep listening to it. Lacerate is so sick.
You say Sam's there, you know who else is there? The guy from Maroon 5.
Adam Levine is in the room.
He's in the room.
He's in the room. What a callback. That's a great
That's
callback.
a great callback. If you know, you know.
I think you guys have pretty much hit the nail on the head for every point that I was sort of thinking. I think the main thing that I was thinking about going into this album was like, from the singles that we had, there was a lot of variety going on, which I loved. And I was just interested to see how it was all going to sort of fall together as a full body of work. I think it's done it perfectly well. I think the point that you sort of made about Womb is really interesting. It's a lot of this album feels like it could have been really easy for them to just sort of slip into like the 2010s metalcore style that they obviously were back in the day. I think this album is a really good straddle between what that era was like and what the modern metalcore is like now, without overdoing either side too much. It's just a really cool blend of modern and new ideas with an old school sort of mindset, I think, really. Bangers all the way.
Happy days. On to the next 2 weeks.
Tell us.
We've got Silosis with a New Flesh, Newfound Glory, Listen Up, Varials, Where the Light Leaves, and Rob Zombie with The Great Satan.
Rob Zombie, eh? Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. I'm not excited for Varials.
Same. After hearing that one track in particular and kind of being an introduction, that Varials one has got me very intrigued.
Yeah, me too. I think the Silosis is going to be cool as well. Seeing where they're going since Josh's departure from Architects.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very cool. Gig talk.
Where have you been, Dan?
I've been to the Bullingdon in Oxford to see West Side Cowboy. Picked up a new piece of merch, new T-shirt.
Oh. The dungaree slip.
Go.
That's a good move.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the dungaree slip.
I'd like to say I planned that.
Yep.
I didn't.
Didn't. Wow. That just came to you in a moment of brilliance.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Exactly.
That's very good.
Yeah, I've spoken about them on the podcast before. I think they're going to be a generational band. I think it's one of those when you see a band in a venue like that where you think they're not going to be playing here again anytime soon. The kind of like chemistry between them all on stage, the vocal harmonies, like they all kind of contribute to different songs at different times, and then all together as well. It just feels like a very, very special band. And I feel very lucky to have seen them at our local dive bar's harsh.
We love Bully.
Our local independent venue.
Yeah.
It was really, really good show, and go and see them or listen to them if you haven't, because they're going to be massive.
I went to Ali Pali. I saw Lorna Shore, Whitechapel, Shadow Intent, and Humanity's Last Breath. And I also
You got
worked
your
up-
new band merch, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my. Yes. I was thinking like it's almost like the Deathcore Avengers. It was so absolutely fucking phenomenal, like all the way through. One thing I note initially, like the crowd was so diverse in the people attending there, and like people of all ages. It was really interesting to kind of see that crowd for this kind of music in particular. So hats off to that, and people filled it from the get-go. It was kind of the crowd where people knew, for the most part, all those artists and wanted to go and support it from the beginning, because, let's be honest, who or how many bands could you say could headline and bring a deathcore lineup to a place like Alexandra Palace, the size of that venue,
massive.
The kind of importance of that venue? We've talked about it before in the podcast. That is a venue where if you're playing that and you're either selling it out or bringing a big enough crowd in at least, that's where you start to become festival headliner talk.
I was literally about to say, would it be big of me to say Bloodstock when?
I think Bloodstock next year. I think Bloodstock
I think
next
it'd be
year.
cool. I think if you back it up with two fucking like
yeah,
unquestionable headliners.
I think where you look at it, like
No, but I want Malevolence, so fuck it, yeah. Do
have Malevolence and Lorna Shore.
And then
West Side Cowboy.
That would be interesting. Right, so Humanity's Last Breath first. That was really good. New single Godhood was absolutely incredible. Was a really kind of good opener. It felt like, actually, while I'm on that, there was that kind of step up with each band as you went through, and you kind of had that curated perfectly within it. Then going on to Shadow of Intent, again, absolutely incredible. Just felt like that extra step up. Whitechapel, main support. This was my first time seeing them.
Is it?
Yes.
Nice. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crowd was fucking incredible.
Whitechapel.
The first 5 songs were straight from the latest album. And it was incredible. It was like Prisoner into Hymns. I can't remember, but then it got Hate Cult Ritual in there as well, which is one of my favourites off Hymns. My best moment I can describe from this wasn't just from me, it was from many people in the crowd, especially people around me as well, was there were so many points where either people maybe have seen him for the first time, but just hearing Phil Bozeman's vocals, he would do something within a song and everyone collectively is just going, ooh. But it's like, you kind of think that yourself, potentially, when listening to some vocalist. But it was the fact that so many people at the same time were making that noise was just something quite funny to note off of it.
It's like at football when someone gets a chance and the whole crowd goes, go on then.
Yeah. All together. It was that kind of collectiveness with it. It was absolutely hilarious. They were just so good live. And yeah, just hearing his vocals live the first time was incredible. The one, obviously it's the song I didn't get to hear, Saw As The Law. They didn't play that, but they went through some really old tracks, which was absolutely amazing to hear anyway. And now makes me want to see them more live again on their own headline, because I think that the level of production they could do would be insane.
They were supposed to play Oxford.
We were going to go, and then it was pandemic hit.
Bloody pandemic took everything.
Which I could never see them playing Oxford O2 Academy now, to be honest. I don't think
how big they are. I mean, if that's main support for
main
Ali
support.
Pally, then
They're crowd
probably too
packed
big for
out.
the O2.
We'll
Yeah.
bring them over for an album launch in store. So.
Oh, please
could you
do.
imagine? Acoustic install.
Acoustic install of Whitechapel. That would be fucking perfect. And then on to headliner, Lorna Shore. From clips I'd seen, I'd already kind of looked at what the production was going to be like, and it was phenomenal and lived up to that. The pyro was amazing. Now, I mentioned last time when I saw my first gig of the year at Paleface, they didn't just have the fire coming from there, the jets came from the side. We had jets coming from the ceiling, coming down at this, which was really cool.
Which means the only place they can come from now is through the stage.
Yeah, that's it. That's the next level we go to.
But cook the drummer alive.
Or
Yeah.
behind the crowd.
Austin Archie on fire just while still playing. The screens were so cool, and the way they had it, kind of everything was different for each song, and so kind of beautiful to watch while also listening to absolutely crushing music. The set list was amazing. Hearing songs from Ever Black live was so cool. Will obviously was fantastic. Hearing some of the guitar solos live was phenomenal. They were absolutely beautiful. It felt like a perfect kind of set list for me at this point, where it's kind of about 18 months into my deathcore journey. It was absolutely perfect. The other fire thing, when they came on for Encore and did To the Hellfire, the whole stage riser was lit on fire
sick.
and had flames up.
Sick.
And that was just like really cool. It was just such a sick gig.
You love production, don't you?
I think like,
Bit more production than the Bullingdon had for West Side Cowboy.
yeah, a little bit more.
Yeah.
I
A couple of
think-
times the spotlight went on them. That was about it.
Just and the spotlight comes on. I think that's a telling sign of like, not just being in this size venue and looking at that future potential with festival headliners, having a good production at that kind of stage when you're starting to play these bigger rooms is important to kind of look at that ability to transcend up and have that. I mean, you look at when we saw Bring Me the Horizon in Birmingham, right after
That was
Post-Human,
good,
that
wasn't
was
it?
amazing. And then you could see then their evolution to when they headline Download, and that the production just went up a whole nother level. When you kind of see the scale of these things go up, it gives you that idea of like, yeah, a band could actually pull that off instead of like looking at it and just being like, they've announced as a headliner. I don't know how it's going to be, and is it going to translate as a headliner act? This felt like you put them in Bloodstock next year as a headliner, they will absolutely fucking kill it.
So at time of recording, Super Bowl's just been on. I don't know who won, and I don't care who won.
No,
but obviously the halftime show is a big deal. But I was wondering who'd make a good alternative or heavy or whatever, like a different halftime show who'd do a good job.
one that we'd care about more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the first one that came to mind for me was American football.
Seems obvious, doesn't it? Why would you not?
Correct answer. Could you imagine just like
Getting hyped for the second half.
Half-time breaks hit. It's a tense game. Players are at each other's throats. I would love it.
Just sat there with a hot dog.
Yeah. American football playing the NFL halftime Super Bowl show. Yeah, done. That's the end of the discussion.
End of discussion. Thanks for listening. I would say, like, going realistic, there's an obvious one, and they were involved this year on like the pre-show, would be Green Day at some point. They're the right kind of popularity for a band. Obviously, it would have to be a few years away probably now at this point, but they're the right kind of band that you could have there where they have such big songs that everyone's going to know and love and that they would enjoy.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think you got to get hyped. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be something that gets people hyped. And I haven't done any research into this. I'm sure they've probably already done this. The first thought that comes to my head is obviously Metallica. Have you seen the video of... There's a college team, I don't know who it is, but they walk out to Enter Sandman, and the whole stadium goes fucking bonkers. Could you imagine that halftime show? Metallica are the greatest band of all time, so that would be sick. It's the first one that came to my head.
One that came to mind for me, fresh from their stomping Grammys performance, is Spirit Box. I think
that was cool.
That would be fucking awesome.
That was an interesting thing, like watching that and just seeing them being on that stage.
And it's like they deliberately chose a heavy song as well.
Yeah, going with Soft Spine. And like they changed all the visuals to like they had with the album to that black and white.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely
I think that'd be sick. Imagine like in the centre of the football pitch. Sorry, football field. Like surrounded by people in the stadium. The like production stuff they could use. The way that their guitar tone and Courtney's voice carries. It would just be so sick. I'd love to see something like that.
I've got another one that's, again... now this is just a pure fantasy one. Turnstile.
Yeah.
I saw one of the NFL teams, I don't know who, used Birds recently as like a hype video before one of their games. And I just thought, yes, this goes so well. It fits so well. And what I would do is, I would have the current like striped wall backdrop that they have, like the Birds video, but have it set up in the end zone.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say just have the whole pitch be that.
Oh, that would be sick, actually. But basically, you know, there's a visual in a point in the music video where Franz is like up on the top of the structure. I want him on the goalpost, stood on the goalpost, rocking out.
Yeah,
that's what I want. And then just flood the field with fans and let them mosh. That's all I want.
Stage dive from Rosette.
I think one that I could actually see potentially being likely, Linkin Park. There's the nostalgia feel to it. There's also the new feel to it.
Great shout.
Kind of just seeing... They're put on like video game like League of Legends, I think it is, that Heavy as the Crown was on. I think it was League of Legends. I don't know the game.
Yeah.
But just seeing like the mainstream appeal they have now, they've always had anyway, but there just obviously seems to be that resurgence now. And after stuff with From Zero, you could kind of do a beautiful balance of songs. And I think looking at like production of shows they've put on, they could do a really great live performance. and I think absolutely kill it.
Heavy as a Crown was the theme for this year's Royal Rumble.
Was it?
For anyone that cares.
Which is 3 people.
Oi.
I'm thinking like purely from like a spectacle and kind of production value kind of stance. Kiss.
Stop it.
Kiss.
Yeah. Paul Stanley zip wires from goalpost to goalpost. Yeah. Or like, do you know what would be sick actually? You know, this is a bit...
You're getting into it
now. Tommy Thayer, who's the guitar player of Kiss now, does like a thing where he shoots rockets from his guitar.
Right. You could shoot a football.
Shoot a goal. Shoot a field goal over the thing.
Yeah, but then could it not end up being... was it Tina Turner in one of the opening ceremonies for the World Cup?
What does she do?
She's singing and she runs over to take a penalty and then misses the ball and then like, the goal collapses. Obviously, the choreography is meant to go that she scores a goal and then the goal like explodes and stuff. But instead, she just like misses the ball.
That sounds like a Chuckle Brothers skit.
I'll have to find you the clip.
Kiss
it's so funny.
Has awoken something in me, because what I like when they do is they use like the one that jumps into my head was in one of in Kendrick's one. There was like an aerial shot where it was like the red, white, and blue. Sort of, everyone was like weaving in and out of each other, and it looked really cool. You could do something with Kiss where it's like each of their face paints is like shown from above by like what the dancers are wearing and shit. That would be so cool. Oh, Kiss, man, what band? How long's the halftime show? They only get like 15 minutes, don't they?
I think so.
Pretty quick.
They tend to be like
kind of
medleys. Yeah.
Limp Biscuit.
That would be cool. Yeah.
And I want... Okay, here's how I want it to go. Break stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Straight into My Way. Straight into My Generation.
Then break stuff.
Then into the Faith cover. The Wham cover. And then back into Break stuff.
No rolling?
You could throw rolling in if you
Where's
want.
Borland in a football head?
There you go.
And he's in like a...
Do you know what I mean?
Shoulder pad,
and again, you put Fred Durst in the middle of the pitch with 50 dancers that are all dressed the same as him. Jeans, white T-shirt, red backwards baseball cap. Sold. Actually, yeah,
That's the
do
one.
rolling, because then they can do the dance. Oh, there we go.
That might be the one. That's it.
Limp Bizkit for the halftime show next year. Go one better.
What if you had not
Stop it.
with multiple percussionists?
Like at the Beijing Olympics, you remember that?
Yeah.
It was like 1,000 drummers.
I think like you could
It's
do
Slipknot,
something.
but there's like an army of clowns.
You could do something like really interesting with
and
that.
they're all numbered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all numbered.
You could do something like really interesting with that.
Because also that's the kind of thing where like Sid would put like the big shoulder pads on under his boiler suit or something.
I think like you could get like you say, you could get a good enough medley for it. You know the production's going to be cool, and I think like to incorporate like a wider kind of thing, like you say, with other musicians and bits and pieces on there, you could do something really cool. Like I'm thinking like Sick.
Yeah,
Having that with like loads of drums, just them doing the intro,
Blister
just
exists.
to build it up. Blister exists. I think there's like so many different parts within that could create like a really interesting scenario.
This is the thought
I
of
think-
these are getting me so hyped.
That would terrify a lot of people as well.
Yeah, but
So
even
that
better.
That would kickstart, re-kickstart the Satanic Panic. I think.
I think
that'd be
I think
beautiful.
we're overdue it. I think we need to start getting people riled
We
up.
need
about
to be
music.
scared again.
People need to get scared again.
Yeah.
Do you reckon they get Mayhem on then?
Well, there you go. This is
I'm
brilliant.
trying to
That's
think
what
of
we
another
want.
funny one, and I'm thinking like soft play
Yeah.
because it's so British.
Where's your card, Debbie? Just in the middle of that stadium.
Tell you what, if they did it in California, Avenged.
I was actually thinking Avenged
It would need to be
really
in
cool.
California. It would need to be there because of like their ties to it.
It would be interesting.
But you could get a really interesting medley out of them.
I would love to know how bands like that, like how much they permeate like the mainstream culture in a different country. Because like we had people at school that knew like Nightmare and shit.
Yeah.
Like they just knew it without actually listening to Avenged Sevenfold properly. So I wonder if, and do you know what I mean? And there are some like rock and metal songs that people just know.
Yeah.
And I'd be really interested to know, like a band like Avenged Sevenfold, how far does their reach go
Mm.
into like the mainstream?
I feel like you could get like such a interesting variety, like Beast and Harlot, Afterlife, Nightmare, Hail to the King.
Oh,
Even that in
Stop
itself would be a really interesting medley to have there. Then you could throw in stupid shit like Unholy Confessions or Chapter 4. I think like you could curate an interesting one there in terms of set list, but also production wise.
yeah.
I think they'd pull off something
I'm trying
like,
to, like-
visually that would be really incredible.
Yeah.
And like go back to your kind of visuals for above. Imagine a death bat.
I wonder, you know, a couple of years ago there was the like Dr. Dre one where they had like 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg and stuff like joining him. What if there was just like a new metal one?
The new metal Avengers.
With Korn, Limp Bizkit, Deftones.
Oh, that would be gorgeous.
Like a new metal medley.
Yeah.
It's like each chunk
Mhm.
of the pitch is like a different.
Well, I remember the Dr. Dre one. There was like different houses. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it was
yeah.
almost like Hollywood house parties, and there was like Snoop in one, 50 in another.
How many
Yeah.
were there? Do you remember?
Dre, Eminem.
I think it was about 6 or 7 of them in total.
Don't do that.
6 or 7.
Oh, that was genuinely like a sincere guess.
Okay, so who would you pick? Let's say there's 6
Or 7.
or 7.
We got 6 slots for a new metal halftime show medley.
Slipknot,
Unquestionable.
Korn,
Unquestionable.
Deftones,
Sure.
Yeah, Bizkit.
Limp
Bizkit.
Bizkit,
Linkin Park.
Linkin Park, System of a Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
so.
I think bang on.
And do a beautiful new metal medley of all of that.
You could pick one song for each band. Let's lock this in.
Okay,
I think
okay.
this is the coolest prediction we've got. So let's try and
I
lock
think
this in.
you have got to look at mainstream appeal for the song, if we're going for that. For which Korn you would select Freak on a Leash.
Sure.
I think Slipknot you would probably choose
Not
Psychosocial.
Blind. To start it
Oh,
off.
Blind start it off. Yes. I
Oh
like
no,
that.
but then in my head I'm thinking I want it to start off dead silent. No. Deftones.
I think that'd be better as like a musical break going from one song into
Oh,
another.
that's true, yeah. Okay, right.
But-
Corn Blind.
Corn Blind.
I think Bizkit, you've either got to have them closing it with break stuff, or have them play rolling as a transition between
One to
like
another.
one to another. Because then you could
Okay.
have them in like a car or something. Like
So we've
cruising
got
along.
that
Oh,
there.
and it carries you from Korn to Slipknot or something,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
example.
So we've got Blinds for Korn, Rolling for Limp Bizkit.
I think that's a good idea. We can think of a bigger closing.
Surely
Chop.
Chop Suey would be System.
Yeah.
I feel like for Slipknot would be Psychosocial.
And
If you're
can,
looking at
and you can
mainstream
have
appeal.
them like smash up a house or
Yeah.
something.
Oh,
Or if they did
should do
duality and then actually
do
have a house
duality and then
replicated and do
have
that.
them smash up a house for duality.
Linkin Park would be in the end.
Yeah, sure.
Who else do we have?
And I think Linkin Park, you could have like the piano thing from In the End playing like towards the end of the band before them, so it's
Yeah,
almost
let
like
it fade
fading
in.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Deftones. Why can't I think of the name?
Do we want mine?
I think it'd be Mine Summer. Yeah,
Or do you want Be Quiet and Drive Away?
I think it'd be Mine Summer.
Yeah, Mine Summer's the banger.
There we go. That's our new metal medley for the Super Bowl.
I think that's our best idea.
Does Deftones close it then?
Korn has to open, I think, with Blind.
Corn opens with Blind.
What if you had Slipknot close it and then everyone else comes in and joins and helps trash the
I like
house?
that idea.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Perfect. There you go. Done it.
And then everyone else you can kind of have almost wherever. There we go.
The
Locked in.
i- I've- the-
Book us.
the
Get us
idea-
to book the Super
the
Bowl
idea of,
halftime
like,
show.
4 cars, and each car has each member of Limp Bizkit in it. But like Wes is sat there playing the riff.
Wes is the car.
Wes is
Wes
the
is the car. Do you know what I mean? They're all singing "Rolling" as they drive like from Deftones to System of a Down.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's so good.
There we go. I think we fucking nailed it there. Are you ready?
This is the official petition for the 2027 Super Bowl halftime show to be a medley of new metal icons
That we've just pitched.
that we've just pitched. Hire
I think
us.
that'd be huge.
Hire us, NFL.
I don't think
create
it's beyond the realms of possibility as well. Like I think that would be really.
I think
sick.
we've curated that really, really well.
What about Sum 41 versus Blink 182? And they have like a back and forth thing.
Well, like McFly and Busted.
Yeah.
That would be a cool. Why don't McFly and Busted do that for the FA Cup final? Do you know what that's?
We need a Super Bowl halftime
we need
show
a Super Bowl
equivalent in the UK.
Yeah.
for the FA Cup final. I reckon.
Get us to plan it.
Watford versus Man City or something.
Could you imagine? And then it's just like JLS come out. Do you know what?
Bernardo Silva's there, just like
I wouldn't
this
be
is
mad.
great.
Yeah. Who should be the inaugural British FA Cup halftime show performance?
Ollie
Robbie
Mills.
Williams.
It's Robbie Williams. Is actually the correct answer. Yeah, because he loves football. Created Soccer Aid. It's my dream. My life goal
For this to go far
for
enough.
for a status of celebrity enough for me to be in
Imagine all three of us
Soccer Aid.
get selected for Soccer Aid.
Front attacking line. Play a
front
4-3-3.
three, yeah.
Put us at the top. No, he's a born and bred centre back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Tried and true. What are you? Right wing? No, you're like a CDM, I think, or a cam.
Oh, you reckon? Okay.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
used to end up playing
Distributor.
I used to end up playing left back all the time just because no one else wanted to play there.
You left footed?
No.
Where did you play?
Left wing.
So neither of us at front then. Well, none of us.
None of us up front.
Left wing, you can get away with being up front.
You can be up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Push, creep up. But now it's like the left backs are going the entire length of the wing.
We're
and I'm
taking
not
a
about
massive
that.
tangent.
Yeah, I'm not
here.
down on that. Yeah.
Robbie Williams.
This is
Let
like a
me
new,
play in
This is like a
Soccer Aid.
brand new discussion now. We've now, if there was an FA Cup final halftime show,
Robbie Williams, if you're watching, just
Can you
invite
just,
him
like,
to play on Soccer Aid, please.
the X Factor winners.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. But just imagine Wembley, half time, FA Cup. It's 1-0, Liverpool United, tense game. The entire crowd sings Angels. That would unify the city of Manchester.
You see, the FA
They'd just combine the two teams.
the FA Cup final doesn't do a halftime show, but the Sidemen charity match does.
Oh, fucking hell.
And I think they tend to have people like H or like
Well, your book worst wishes. We'll come and do it. Would love to.
yeah, FA Cup final.
It's Robbie first.
It has to be
Then
Robbie
the second
first.
year is probably like Harry Styles. I think.
I mean, realistically, it would be whoever's promoting an album at the time, wouldn't it?
You could do Robbie whenever though.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter
No
when,
one
but
would
he
be
would. I
mad.
think he
No
would
one would mind.
have to be
'Cause
like
also,
the inaugural.
if you're a football fan and you had a few beers before the game, and all of a sudden Angels starts playing at half time, you'd lose your mind, wouldn't you?
5-song medley.
5-song Robbie. Okay, and then we're gonna end the
Angels,
discussion.
let me entertain you.
Let me entertain you to open,
Yep.
and Angels is to close. So we need the 3 in the middle. I think you got to put She's the One in there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think you probably need 2 that are relatively more upbeat to keep the crowd going. So Rock DJ is going to be one.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the 4th spot's pretty wide open. I personally would put Supreme
That's a banger.
in there.
Hmm.
Or you could put Rocket from the new album, because that's quite upbeat. That's a pretty good song. Or Strong. Maybe Strong.
Strong's a banger.
Didn't Robbie do the opening ceremony at the last World Cup?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he was involved in this World Cup as well.
Is
Something
he?
to do with this World Cup.
Hmm.
The greatest pop star of our generation. Not our generation. Is he the greatest British solo act of all time?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I would say artist, but then some fucking twat will be the Beatles. Don't care. Overrated.
Solo artist.
Solo artist.
Yeah. If you got
Because
this
you
far,
can't argue Adele. She hasn't got the body of work.
No. Comment down below if you agree or disagree. I don't think there's anyone else. He's now got the record, hasn't he, as well, for most
does.
#1 albums?
I think more people in this country know the lyrics to Angels than they do the national anthem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rizzle kicks.
I mean, Rizzle Kicks is a good shout, innit?
Mm.
Down with the trumpet.
Dizzy Rascal.
Dizzy Rascal, James.
Maybe
Think
not.
about that. Sugar
Yeah.
Babes?
Maybe not anymore.
Sugar Babes?
Yeah.
Sugar Babes medley, but it's like
Spice Girls.
they sing the members sing from the songs that the eras they were in. So the original 3 will sing like a song from the debut, and then the next configuration of the band will sing the next one, and so on and so on.
But then wasn't one of them in the band for like ages?
No, I'm pretty sure.
So one of them's going to be knackered.
I think they got to a point.
It's like
where
the ship of Theseus theory. If you replace every member of the Sugar Babes, are they still the Sugar Babes?
Triggers broom.
I want to say I saw something like there was at one point,
The Sugar Babes are the real life application of the ship of Theseus.
but like, I think at one point it wasn't any of the originals, but then the originals reunited,
Yeah.
and I think there was like a lawsuit to do with who actually has the name. I don't know what the outcome was.
It's a profound question. Let us know in the comments.
Let us
Do
know
you
what your
replace
favourite
every member
iteration
If
of
you
the
replace
Sugar
every
Babes
member
is.
of the Sugar Babes with new members, and then the originals reunite, who are the Sugar Babes?
That's mind blowing.
It's mind blowing. We could sit here all night and think about it, but we're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Before we do go though, Ragamuffin FM, our beautiful playlist. We update every 2 weeks along with this podcast. It's a glimpse into the music that we're enjoying at the moment. We will give you 5 songs each in the playlist, but for now you get one, just to give you a glimpse of what we're enjoying now. You look prepared.
I'm prepared.
Crack on.
Lorna Shore, War Machine. They played it on the show at Ali Pali and across all the tour, and they are doing a live video for it, which I may well be in crowd surfing.
Sick.
We'll find out when it's released.
I'm going to give you Strange Taxidermy by West Side Cowboy, because just seen them live, and they're really, really good.
I have been living life under the gun lately, thanks to
Nice.
Military Gun. Love that album so much. So I'll go for Very High. Fun song, great vibe, great band. I saw a tweet once and it said, the Military Gun are just Oasis with a stab-proof vest on the vocalist. And yeah, that's pretty accurate. But good nonetheless. And there we go, another happy landing. Got through this
Done it.
without making too many 6-7 references. We've made probably about 6 or 7. Join the Ragamuffin.
Some deliberate,
Some deliberate,
accident.
some genuinely a happy accident. What's the Ragamuffin Club, James?
It's a Facebook community. It's free. It's a place where we can talk about new songs, new albums, gigs, festivals, all kinds of other things that happen, and we can have a good discussion about it.
You got to hit them with the
It's-
4 Fs.
What are they?
Fun, free, friendly, fucking awesome.
There you go.
Facebook.
Facebook.
Link is
5
in the
Fs.
description below. Come join. Let's chat about shit.
We'll see you in another 2 weeks. Look after yourselves until then. Thank God the next episode isn't a funny number. But the one after that is.